Hello, ladies.
Hi,
Hi,
Dana.
Maria. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All good, alhamdulillah. How's everybody doing?
Uh, it's good. Actually, the first day of I was gonna share this when we start, but yani, I've had the most active first day of Ramadan ever since I could remember. Yani.
Amazing, amazing. See, isn't another myth busted?
Uh, la
Right?
la la. It was all good until I had that one ataif bad al-fitar, and then everything went down the drain. But
What happened? What happened?
I looked at the plate. Yani it's homemade. My mom does it, and I know I can remember how it tastes. And I looked at it and I tried to fight it, but then I said I'll only take one. I took one, but then بعديها I ended up taking three total.
Mm.
بس all the cravings بقى started. بقيت عمالة I'm eating بلح, I'm eating يعني anything that I can. I wasn't hungry. Actually,
Yeah,
looking at it, it
yeah,
was just a memory of the taste. But
yeah,
I wasn't hungry. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't eat it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong happened. Nothing wrong. It's all part of the process. Now you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
بس لا يعني during فطار و during the day يعني no more headaches, of course, thank God to the caffeine that we stopped a long time ago.
yeah.
And I'm actually active after فطار حتى. I'm not all sleepy and out of energy. لا, I was active, walking, going. يعني لا, it's a different feeling.
Good. That's good.
Me too, actually. The energy is perfect.
Yeah.
The toilet is perfect. طبعا the period I wouldn't know. I still have to wait. The flow is good, is very good.
Okay. What
But I
what
still
was
did
what was the flow before and what is it now?
the flow before was it was starting by being brownish,
Mm,
but now it's more reddish. It's
good.
it's red.
Yeah.
It's red.
Yeah. There shouldn't
It's
be
still
any.
heavy.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean it can't all happen at once. So the
Yes.
flow, just for the rest of you so you know, should never be brown, should never spot brown, should never ever be
Yes.
dark brown at any point of the menstruation. It should start as if you just turned on a faucet. It shouldn't be like leak, 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 flow and then leak, leak, leak. It should be like a faucet has turned on, a faucet has turned off. And it should come out bright red, almost like a bright fuchsia color, almost. Never brown, never dark, always almost see-through, and then finish that way also. That's how you know you've got a healthy flow, minimal toxins, minimal inflammation. The next step after that is that if it's long, so let's say you're used to having 5, 6, 7 days, it's supposed to get shorter to 3 or 4 days. Nobody should be having a flow that is 7 days, that's heavy and dark and painful. It should be 3 to 4 days, beautiful, bright, red, pinkish blood, not painful, on and off, done.
طب Dana, I'm still tomorrow I will have a protein because I'm invited outside. But
Okay.
I was wondering because I'm not adding any legumes or grains, am I lacking anything? I don't know, like omega, like
No, no.
I'm
All
eating
all
only
the
fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, all the fruits and vegetables you have are full of everything. You're not lacking anything. And like I told you, I answered your post. Whenever we think, oh, something might be off, it's because your body's going to tell you. So, but you said your energy's good, your stool movement is good, your period blood is starting to show signs of improvement. But there can't really be a deficiency when you're seeing symptoms shift.
Okay. And my skin, the acne is still there. It's not acne, it's a very small, it's like a rash. I don't know, maybe I because I use the Lush products. I don't, and my hands are very dry.
Okay. So you haven't tried, because I also answered that for you. You didn't do the oil cleansing method.
I do.
Okay. If you're doing
At
the oil
night,
cleansing
once at
method,
night.
yeah, if you're doing oil cleansing, don't use anything else.
Yeah, but I'm wondering about the shampoo, and this is it. Because I'm not in Cairo, so I don't have access to Black Lotus and
Okay. What I would say is this is anytime we see anything coming out of the skin, it's the skin releasing. So it's not it's the skin getting rid of something. It could be the skin purging. It could be the skin is just toxicity is not able to be eliminated in other ways, so it's going to come out through the skin. So just be patient with this. As long as you're doing the oil cleansing method, just stick with that. It does take time.
Okay, and for the dryness, I use coconut oil for the
Yeah,
hands.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Hi, Hind has a question. I'm so confused when it comes to food combinations. Are fats in avocados and coconut the same as fats in nuts in terms of combination? Combination with what, Hind? Avocados and fruit, different from nuts and fruit. So avocados are fruits, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah. How about lentils or beans and starchy veggies? Yes. So really the biggest combination you want to avoid is fruits and animal protein.
Okay, that's the
That's the
worst.
biggest one, right? Because of
Okay.
I would also say to some extent fruits and beans and legumes, but that's not even as bad as the fruits and the animal protein because it literally will
Okay.
just ferment. So fruits and also the starchy vegetables like potatoes and sweet potatoes and carrots and things like that,
Mhm.
the ones that have a higher sugar content, they will get stuck. They just get stuck in the digestive process. Protein takes,
Even with starchy vegetables, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
they
okay.
will get stuck.
But not as
And if,
bad as animal protein.
sorry?
But not as bad as animal protein.
No, not as bad. The worst combination is fruits and animal protein.
Okay.
Yeah.
But avocados, coconut, they can be mixed with fruit. And avocados and animal protein is okay? Or
Well,
avocados?
they're a fruit, technically, okay, but there's no sugar. So
Yes,
they're
exactly.
in the
They're more fat.
category of fruits, so technically, but they don't actually have sugar like fruits. So they're okay. So if you're gonna mix an avocado with some protein, that's all right. Um,
Uh,
but the fruits with the protein won't ever work.
okay, okay.
Okay. Mariham, someone once asked you if we can eat cucumber instead of celery. Can this work for suhoor too? And how many may we consume? Yeah, somebody was saying that if she doesn't have time to make the juice in the morning, can she just eat the quantity of cucumbers? So I said yes. If you obviously have the time, prioritize making the juices. If you're going to eat the cucumber, I want to say how many cucumbers make the juice, depending on the size of your cucumber, like 8 or 10 cucumbers potentially, if you're juicing, okay, to make 500 milliliters of cucumber juice. You use less if you're blending. Juicing takes a bit more because blending you just take a few cucumbers, you add water to them. So you make up the volume with water, but when you juicing, the whole volume just comes from the juice from the cucumbers. You're welcome.
And Dana, there is no limit for fruits and vegetables because I eat all day.
This is why you're healing. This is why your flow is getting better. This is why your energy is getting better because these are the foods that have the most living vitamins and minerals that create the energy in your cells that gives you energy. So there's no limit on fruits and vegetables.
Okay, thank you. I made the protein balls. It's amazing with the dates and the seeds.
Yeah, good. Riham, what's the implication of skipping suhoor altogether? Yesterday I just had the lemon water. The first day had the lemon water and celery and no smoothie. There is no implication if your body continues to function as you're describing to him. So if you continue to have the energy and to have no headaches and to have the energy post fatar, then that's perfectly fine. Then you're just basically going to be doing a longer fast. That's all. I'm experiencing extreme hunger during my fast. Is that normal? I'm also 6 days far from my period. Yeah, so any 2 weeks out from your period, if it's still your symptoms have not stabilized, if you still feel like you still get PMS, that can start from your mid-cycle all the way to when you have your period. So, and then now you've added fasting to it. So yeah, that could happen. So make sure that you're not skipping suhoor, right? So somebody who's experiencing this, so here's a perfect example, right? Reham is saying, what's the implication? Somebody who might skip suhoor or not eat sufficiently nutrient-dense foods at suhoor might experience extreme hunger the next day. That's a sign. So make sure, Hind, that your suhoor is very nutrient dense, very high in hydration. All right. Maybe make it as late as possible because sometimes I'll do where I don't want to wake up or I can't wake up and like prepare a meal. I want to sleep. It's more important for me to sleep. So I will have my suhoor like at 11 or 12. So yeah, if you have your suhoor 11 or 12, you're going to be fasting a longer time. Of course, you're going to get hungry. So if that's an issue for you, then push your suhoor as late as possible. And also, if you're doing a vegan fast, so if you're not adding any animal protein to your fasting anyway, then you can continue to eat at regular intervals between suhoor, between fatar and suhoor to also refill your body. So it doesn't just have to be fatar and then nothing and then suhoor. You can have fatar and a couple of hours later have maybe a fruit salad, couple of hours later have a smoothie, couple of hours later have maybe another fruit salad. You can do that. That's also refilling your body with a lot of hydration and a lot of nutrients.
I ate a lot of dates yesterday after Fطor,
Hmm.
a lot of dates, and then like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half later. And then a few hours later, I had my cucumber juice and then a bowl of fruit salad, just strawberries and bananas, and just I sprinkled some shredded coconuts over them.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it. It was around 10 p.m. But right now I'm starving. I'm starving since the moment I opened my eyes.
So 10 p.m. was your last meal?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So basically you're
Yeah.
fasting 12. How
It's
long?
14 hours now.
Yeah, so that's a lot. That's yeah. So you're doubling your fast almost like you're creating lot you're making it harder on yourself. So
Mm,
if you're somebody who needs to sleep, then have something ready, go to sleep early, then you need to wake up and eat.
okay.
Yeah, you need to wake up and
Okay.
eat. That's too long for your body. It's not surprising. Like remember, the body always responds. So this
Mm.
is not surprising. Your body's like, where's my food? It's been so many hours, I need to eat. Yeah. Rihan, my period is actually late this month. It usually isn't. 4 days late so far. What does that imply? We're still rebalancing. Remember, you also had travel times, Rihan, that can sometimes affect the period that comes after. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. It could be, how old are you, Rihan? It could be. It could start for all of us if you are 40 plus, okay? It could be at some point your period is going to have to stop, okay? And we can't prevent that. There's nobody, no woman on earth who has 47. Okay. So there's no woman on earth who has continued to have her period until she died. So when you start to experience this and there are no other symptoms, okay, it could be simply a sign that your period might be on its way to stopping. So don't let that scare you because that's supposed to happen at some point. The whole what we're trying to do with this whole perimenopause and menopause is not prevent it and not stop it because you can't. It's like saying we try and interfere with when you first menstruated when you were a teenager. You can't stop it. It's part of your body's natural cycle. What we're trying to do is make that process as easy as possible, right? So none of the night sweats, the irritation, the mood swings, the pain, the what all there's so many symptoms that go along with that. What we're trying to do, and this is what you can control, is to be almost as symptom-free as possible as you go through perimenopause and menopause. But they will have to happen. Your period will have to stop. So if you start to see like and usually the first signs are it'll be a little bit late. You might skip 1 month and then come another month. It might, and mine did this for a while, but it's still regular. But like every month, it might come a few days earlier, like instead of 28 days, it's 26 days. So those are things that are supposed to happen until it finally cuts. So as long as there's no symptoms, this is where you want it's when you have the symptoms that you're like, okay, what do I need to do? It's when there's symptoms that get in the way of your life that then you have to tweak something. But a period in and of itself, being late or early at this age, that's going to happen. It's going to like juggle itself around a bit before it finally goes away. You're welcome. Any other questions for me today, ladies? Go ahead. Hello. Are you gonna type your question or are you gonna share it with us?
Well, okay. Sorry about that. It's just I couldn't find the link and I was a bit
Problem.
late. Hi دانا
Hi.
كل سنة وانت طيبة.
انتي طيبة.
It's Reem.
Hi.
Look Dana for me first day of Ramadan is not a very good day. So I was fine. I was sleeping fine and everything was perfect until yesterday, and then I started to have a sleepless night again, pain in my all over my body again. And I don't know what to do. Is there anything I can do? I'm still eating clean. Sometimes I'm deep cleaning. Even before Ramadan, I was not eating meat or anything until Ramadan. Yesterday, I had a piece of chicken and I was very, very good until yesterday. And I know this is not a very good day for me. So I was asking you if you have anything to help me to get back to, because I'm really now not feeling well, and I'm upset because I lost all the thing I did the last couple of months.
Okay, so what did you have for, so you said you were fasting, right? You are fasting.
Yeah, I was fasting, and it's just things happening first day of Ramadan. It's like all emotional.
But
And
what did you, let's take the basics. What did you do for suhoor the night before?
I took the berry smoothie.
Okay. And what did you have for fitr?
For fitr, I had first I took the lemon water, and then I took some, half cup of celery juice, and then I had a lot of salads and dates, and then I had a very, very small piece of chicken and broccoli and beans.
Okay. And what time did you sleep?
I slept at 11:30.
And is that your normal or close to your normal?
Well, that was my normal for the last couple of months. I used to have sleepless nights, endless. I didn't sleep. I had a very bad insomnia.
Okay.
And then but I started sleeping very well, going to the toilet regularly, and I'm very calm until yesterday.
What do you think was the trigger? Because in terms of your food, I mean, maybe
It's not the food. I
I
know
don't
that.
think it's the food,
No, it's not.
Yeah. So what do you think was the trigger?
The trigger was emotional, as I said. Uh, First day of Ramadan is very heavy. It's full of emotions, and it's not an easy day.
Has it always been like this for you?
Yeah, for the last 3 years.
Do you feel comfortable sharing with us why, or would you rather not?
It's very complicated, and I'd rather not.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, you don't have to apologize. Well, the important thing is you acknowledge, where the source is, where it's coming, right? Okay, so we don't have to try and well, just given just what you're telling me, it might just be something that is, well, is this the first time you are eating this way in Ramadan ever?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
So this might be an opportunity for you to finally allow these emotions, okay?
Mm,
Because detoxing is not just about releasing physical toxins, it is about also just as important, releasing and processing emotional
yeah. And
toxins.
this what happened to me at the beginning. I started having really deep and intense dreams, and I was happy with it. I thought
Mhm.
that's good that I'm detoxing all my
Yeah,
fears and all
yeah.
my like guilt and things like that. And then I was fine. The last month was like best month in my life in terms of eating, sleeping, energy, everything
Mm.
till yesterday.
Well, because it's your first Ramadan in this,
Mm,
right? And
yeah.
the body holds on to emotional memories, and it
Mm-hmm,
helps,
mm-hmm,
certain times of year, the memories maybe of somebody's passing, the memory of a trauma, some kind of stored trauma. The
mm-hmm,
body and the mind are connected, and they know.
mm-hmm,
So so this is not surprising if it's something that has happened to you before, but I would say that to take advantage of that, maybe before you used to use food to suppress it, potentially, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So right now, you've reprogrammed yourself not to necessarily need food or use food to stuff down or like push down uncomfortable emotions. It's coming up.
mm-hmm.
I don't see that actually. I know you might be disappointed because you were doing so great and sleeping so well, but
Yes.
this is also your emotional intelligence now trying to get your attention, just like a physical symptom, an
Mm,
emotional scar, right? An emotional wound, something that needs healing inside you emotionally is saying, right, you've gotten rid of all the physical toxins, you've gotten rid of all the physical issues, you're sleeping well, like you're doing really well in your body.
mm,
You have space now to process this emotional trauma. زي ما تقولي
yeah.
يعني خلصتي بقى يعني وسعتي بقى عملتي مكان. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're free now to process this emotional trauma. So this is something that's happening for you. It's not happening to you.
Yeah.
So start with this. This is not a bad thing that's happening. This is not you regressing. This is not
Yeah.
you having done all of this amazing
Thank you,
progress.
because this was, I was worried. I'm regret.
No,
This is another regression. No,
no,
please.
no.
Mm,
This is just another layer. It's
yeah.
another layer. You've healed maybe a superficial physical layer. Okay,
Mm,
let's look at it that way. The emotional, it lies much deeper, especially traumatic things and things that keep coming up that we haven't processed. So now your body's saying, right, let's do it. It's time, especially now in Ramadan, where it's all about growing yourself spiritually. It's all about connecting to yourself and connecting to God. It's all related. Now there's no focus on the physical at all. And if
yeah.
and if we do in any religion, if you do fasting the way that it's the intention behind fasting is to remove the focus on the physical so you can focus on the spiritual and the emotional and the divine. So this is a sign for you to start to process this and start to heal this part of yourself.
Yeah.
It's
Very true.
not a regression.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, I don't want to fall into the same pattern every year, and then I just lost it. It happened again, and
Mm.
I reacted the same way, and it affected me, and so I was a bit disappointed in myself, honestly.
Don't be. You did take following through with what's familiar in terms of your knee-jerk reaction that has protected you in the past. This is very natural. But now that you've caught it, now that you're aware of it, you don't want that to keep going. You want to catch it. This is the perfect time for you to go back and rewatch the
Mm,
emotional eating class, and the thought model.
mm,
The thought model is what's going to help you reframe what you're thinking and feeling so that you can finally change the reaction.
yes.
So you're going to note it. Here is my reaction to this. first day of Ramadan, and it was the same reaction I always have, right? Let me reframe it. How do I want to react moving forward?
Mm. Yeah, thank you.
And don't make this wrong. Don't make this wrong. Don't make this thought process, even if you continue to react in your old ways, don't make it wrong. You are trying to understand where this is coming from, why it's coming up, and you're trying to figure out how to have a different reaction to this. You want to become
Yes.
proactive with this. So none of this is wrong, and you will take the time that you need to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Don't
I
be
will.
disappointed in yourself. Don't make it wrong. Nothing wrong has happened here.
Thank you so much.
Okay?
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. And then I'm sorry, just to make sure, avocados, coconut, and animal protein are okay since they don't have sugar. Well, coconut has a bit of sugar. Are you talking about coconut oil? Yeah, if you're talking
Yeah,
about,
I assume they were both the same thing. They're not, right? Coconut and coconut oil, they're different.
yeah, coconut oil and like shredded coconut are a little bit different. So if you're talking about the oil, that's just the fat, it's okay. Yeah, coconut oil. Yeah, this is fine. Hint, I'm experiencing something very similar emotionally as well, especially this phase of time. February and March last year were tremendously traumatic. So I'm also witnessing tons of cortisol and my sleep is not as deep. I'm super heightened. Yeah. Again, just like I said, Hind, if this is something recurring and it is something that's triggered by an event, a special time of year, a specific date, an anniversary, then it's time to always be kind to yourselves, ladies, when you're going through this process, right? You've done what you knew how to do, the best way that you knew how to do it. You dealt with it in the best way you know how. Now you know there's another way to do it, and another way that can honor your feelings. Like, we're not disregarding the emotions. We're not saying the emotions are bad. We're not saying you shouldn't have these emotions. We're saying there's a better way to react to your emotions. There's a better way to move forward with your emotions. So start to take stock of this right now. You have the tools. So start to do that.
The thing is, can I say something?
Yes, of course.
Thing is, I've been doing a lot of emotional work for the whole of past year, and I've been releasing tons of grief and tons of fear and anxiety and anger, and it's never ending. Sometimes I feel, oh my God, till when will I keep doing this?
Yeah.
The release keeps, like, sometimes I feel it's gone and it's over, and then the upheaval starts again, and it becomes intense, and my cortisol levels rise and my sleep gets disrupted, and like every single organ in my body is just refusing reality.
Is
So
it
it's
is it the
insane.
same exact trigger that keeps happening over and over again, or some or variation?
No, this kind of trigger only happened last year. So the story only began last year. But I've been healing ever since. I never suppressed my emotions. I couldn't. It was much stronger than to even try to suppress it. And
Hmm.
I've been doing a lot of energy and healing work and a lot of body healing work. But sometimes I feel like it's never ending. And this time of the year is the anniversary, as you were saying,
Mm,
of the event.
mm,
So yeah, it is overwhelming at times. And sometimes, yes, I feel I did regress.
mm. You're not, well, there's no regression. We know that healing is about a few steps forward, one step backwards, okay? I can't recommend, as somebody who's also tried lots of healing modalities, I can't recommend the thought model enough as the last thing you need to do.
This is the last or the first thing I need to do?
If you've tried everything, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
Yes,
can't
yes.
recommend it enough as one of the once you learn how to do it, the last thing that you need to do.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Nana.
you're welcome. Riham, the sleeping hours during Ramadan will probably be less than my usual. I usually sleep 11 p.m. and in Ramadan it's 1 a.m. and I wake up 6 a.m. Will this reverse anything? It it shouldn't, because it's one piece of the puzzle. If you're keeping everything else constant in terms of your food and hydration so that your body's fueled properly, it shouldn't. You might find some dips in energy potentially towards the end after there's been a compounded effect. So, but you know why. So even when we feel something shift, it's very different when we can't connect the dots. But if you know that you're going to be missing a few hours of sleep a night, every night for the next month, and everything else stays constant, and then you feel something shift, you'll know why. And it's temporary. So once Ramadan is finished, you'll go back to your old sleeping pattern and whatever dip or shift you might feel. We're not saying it will, but in the event that it does, you'll know exactly what needs to happen to bring it back, to fix it. Inji, I have a different problem. My son is now really into my smoothie. We fight over it. He's 16. Do you think this is what I give my son every day for suhoor, Inji? A smoothie or a fruit salad. And my son is 17. And every day for school in the morning, his breakfast is just a smoothie. And he's an athlete. He plays on a football team. He was playing on 2 football teams. He goes to the gym. He does all the things. His breakfast is just a smoothie or a big bowl of fruit salad. 100%. He's going to have a much easier Ramadan having a smoothie. You can increase the quantities for him because also boys need more quantity. So if you feel like he might even need 1.5 times or 2 times or maybe a smoothie and a big bowl of fruits, and by all means do that. 100% will be enough suhoor for him. The best suhoor you can give him.
Now he's asking for it for breakfast too before school. I mean, before Ramadan. So
Do it.
I'm making two.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. And this is the best also brain fuel, right? For
He's
concentration,
an
for
athlete too,
focus.
so
Yeah.
it's enough, right?
Oh yeah. My son has the smoothie. I mix it up. So some days it's either the berry smoothie, some days it's a big bowl of fruit salad, strawberries, blueberries, bananas, grapes, put lots and lots and lots of honey on top of it. And then some days it's the smoothie. Some days I can trick him into taking a green one, which is apples. Um, Apples, celery, cucumber, lemons, spinach, and then I blend it with an avocado to make it creamy. And then he takes before Ramadan, he takes he likes rice and chicken that he eats at school. And then for dinner, he comes home. Believe it or not, sometimes he comes really late and he's had to stay after school for practice, and then he doesn't come till like 8 or 9. He'll say, "Can I just have another smoothie because I can't have something heavy." So yeah, by all means.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Riham. So actually our teenagers can follow the same routine, cutting off rice and pasta. Yeah. Yeah, definitely rice and pasta. See if your teenager might need more protein. Mine goes through phases where he needs to have it at school and needs to have it when he comes home. Other days he just has it at school and he comes home and he's just sometimes from all like the training and stuff, he's just not hungry. He's just tired, just thirsty. So, but Ramadan is a little bit there. Obviously, I'm right now in Tokyo and he's by himself in Ramadan, and he ate yesterday. He ate at his grandmother. Today he's gonna eat out again. So for sure, he's gonna be eating whatever he wants when I'm not there. But as much as possible, he is gonna have and first night of suhoor, obviously he also had his friends over. He had like the traditional suhoor. But once these first couple of days are over and the invites are finished and all of that, yeah, that's gonna be more than enough. The smoothie, the fruits, and at fitar time, protein and lots of vegetables. He likes to have some rice. And for active teenage boys, that's fine. But they definitely let them follow this routine. Nobody needs rice and pasta, Riham. No one. No one needs. Okay, when we say something that is a need, it means that if you remove it, there might be a potential problem. You could never have rice or pasta again in your life. You will never be deficient in anything. Nothing. Some people, again, we talk about under the umbrella of healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, animal protein. The protein is where we tweak it a bit. You know, where for some people they'll be perfectly fine without it. Some people not so much. This is what we have to tweak. And for the most part, for teenagers, there's no reason to remove animal proteins and try to make it the best quality that you can. Most teenagers are eating way too much junk because they eat a lot outside of the house. So too much junk, sodas. Most teenagers are not getting enough fruits. They might get a vegetable here or there if you're making like a traditional Egyptian food or something, but fruits, majority of teenagers are not getting any fruits. And fruits are the ones, especially in the Ramadan, they're the most hydrating, they're the most healing, they give the most energy, they help with focus and concentration at school. My son has told me, and he doesn't like to admit this to me, but he'll tell me that when he has a smoothie and when he eats that way versus eating junk, and he'll say it like, yeah, I play better when I eat like this. So he knows he plays better as an athlete. He really doesn't want to admit it to me, but he feels it. And it's when they feel it. So especially if they're athletes, as soon as you can get them to feel that they play better as an athlete eating that way, then they're sold. They'll regress back and forth. That's natural. But as soon as they feel that difference in their performance, this is how you're going to get them to stick to it. You're welcome. Any other questions for me today, ladies? All right, so I will see you all again on Tuesday, same time. Please make sure, you know, I know it's Ramadan, I know everybody's super busy, I know all the social and all of that, but keep yourself in the momentum. If you're not sure how, do it by going back and rewatching all the videos. That's the best advice I can give you at this time, especially now with all of the temptations, people pressuring you, right? It's okay. It's just Ramadan. It's only 1 month of the year. So what happens if you don't eat this way? You know, you're going to be missing out. There's going to be a lot of mental chatter and people just talking at you, you know, because they can't do it. They don't want you to do it either. So in order for you to buffer yourself and to strengthen yourself, you want to find your own formula for keeping your momentum up. So if that's coming into the group every day potentially and asking for help and support, or rewatching all the videos on a daily basis to remind yourself. If it's going back to your big why of why you want to do this, remind yourself of that every day. If it's your thoughts, if people's thoughts are getting to you, go and do a thought model and switch that thought around. You have to cultivate that muscle of empowering yourself, of getting through the situations where you might start to feel like you're a little bit disempowered, where the pressure might be getting to you, or it might be easier just to like give in this month and start all over again next month. That's the easy way out, but you've worked too hard now to allow that to happen to yourself. You've worked way too hard. You're 2 months in. So figure out what is the best way that's going to keep you in the momentum and keep you motivated. And please, if you have obviously any questions or anything, bring them to our, the 2 sessions that we have, or bring them to the group.
Dana, is it okay to have tahini like every day?
If you're doing clean eating or hybrid, yeah, tahini is also a great source of calcium. Yeah.
And the dried fruits in the salad, like dry figs and like that?
Not the traditional ones. If you're buying them in Egypt, no, because those are full of sugar, lots of sugar, and full of the sulfates, which are preservatives. So no, none of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Dana, can I have a quick question?
Yes, please.
Can I break my fast with the date seed coffee?
I've seen that. Yes, I don't see why not. I wouldn't say, even though it's date seeds, it's a dehydrated, the date seed itself is dehydrated. So you're not going to be getting hydration from it. So just
Okay.
know that, okay?
But
Obviously,
it's
you're not
not
gonna
gonna harm you or
it's not caffeine You know what I mean? It's nothing like that, but it's
Yeah.
don't think of it as a source of really vitamins or nutrients or hydration or anything like that. It's just going to be something you're going to be enjoying, and that's it. Just for the sake of
Okay.
enjoying. Yeah.
It tastes amazing, I have to admit, for
Yeah.
people who mix coffee. Yes, yes, it does.
Okay. I have to try that. I saw it. I saved the recipe before somebody asked me
There's
about
a
it
page
before.
on Instagram. There's a page on Instagram that sells it. I'm gonna attach the link to the group.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Dana, how do you know that the dried fruits like dried figs are full of sulfate, or just to ask?
If they're actually organic, non-sugar, non-sulfate free, they will be labeled like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Riham, there's a lot of negative comments like this. This something that you will never sustain. Yeah, oh yeah. Always. You will never sustain this. Nobody lives like this. Yeah, because they've never seen anybody do this, and they can never imagine themselves doing this, right? You're just reminding them that you're strong. You're not scared to change. You're not scared to live in a completely different way of eating, and in a belief system ultimately is what it is. You don't give in to pressure. You've gotten rid of your cravings. You're not a slave to emotional eating anymore. They have all these scabs, and you're picking at all these scabs, ladies, without knowing it, right? So they have to defend themselves. It's not about you. So have a lot of empathy and kindness to people who speak with you that way. Um, it's a type of, self-protection when they say that to you. It has nothing to do with you. It's because you're just reminding them that unfortunately you've made all these incredible changes around something that literally seems impossible, and they are not able to make a single change. But you're just reminding them of that. So the best answer really when somebody says anything like that to you is, you might be right. And that's it. That'll end the conversation. You might be right. And go on and do your own thing. That's it. Can we eat almond butter? Um, it's a nut, it's a fat. So there's a whole bunch of things that can happen with any of the nut butters. It can be too much on the liver. You want to make sure the source. Almonds on their own may, depending on the way they're stored, may contain mold and toxins. The almond butter, if it's not a pure almond butter, if you're not making it at home, might contain seed oils and might contain added sugar. So it's not a health food at all, the way that we've sort of been told to believe. Something, if you want to have it like every once in a while with something, but like as a daily snack, for example, you want to dip your apples in every single day. No. Hind, sorry, last two questions. Nuts and chicken or meat? What about nuts? Mix, you mean?
The combination, yes.
No, I wouldn't put nuts with chicken or meat because nuts are still a source of starch and sugar. What about dried
Okay.
fruits from Abu, for example? No, I would say no. Abu are typical sugar sulfate. The only ones in Egypt that I know of that are the safest are minis dried fruits. And you're going to see when you buy them, they look nothing like the ones you buy at the supermarkets. They're actually just purely dehydrated, nothing. They're not plump. How can you have a dehydrated fruit that's kind of plump? They're not supposed to be plump. You're going to see hers are really flat, really dry, because they haven't been reconstituted with water and sugar and preservatives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the dried dates, they're not full of sulfates?
Any dried fruit or vegetable potentially is full of the preservatives. Yes. Yeah.
I cannot know because I buy them, like on the Latar.
Probably if I was to guess, and if you were to say, is it better to buy من عند العطار or a regular supermarket? Attar might be a better quality, might be more natural.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't find them on Instagram, minis. It's spelled, let me put it here for you. Let me just get it off of Instagram. 1 second. Oops, what? I pressed the wrong button. Okay, here you go. I put it in the chat. Riham, I actually tried Minnie's vegetable broth as a replacement to Maggie, and they are good. Not the same taste. They're not the same taste, Riham, because they doesn't contain MSG. So, Maggie and all sorts of things contain MSG, which is a flavor enhancer. It's very addictive and it's highly carcinogenic. So she just has the vegetables that you need. So it's just a matter of getting used to the taste. You're welcome. All right, ladies, all good? Wonderful. See you all on Tuesday, inshallah. All right?
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.